What specifically has he been found guilty of when we're talking about a fraud conviction?
So he's been charged. He was charged with a securities fraud. It was not the thing that he became infamous or famous for in the eyes of the general public, which was drug pricing at a pharmaceutical company he later ran. But prior to starting the company Retrophin, Martin Shkreli ran several hedge funds and has been convicted of securities fraud related to those companies. Prosecutors alleged that he essentially used one hedge fund to pay off losses in another, and then eventually pilfered from Retrophin, the drug company, in order to finally pay off the rest of the money that he lost in those funds. So it looks like he's been convicted on 3 counts of the 8 that they brought against him. And so he's going to, in all likelihood, be going to jail. He could face as long as 20 years, though it's most likely he'll probably serve a little bit, substantially less than that.
So do we know what the average kind of sentence is for something like this? I know you've said that 20 years is the maximum here, but what do we expect given everything we know about him? And as you said as well, I mean, this isn't what he was or what he became infamous for. I mean, I remember it in the UK, he was deemed the most hated man in America for what he did in terms of drug pricing. So will that feature in terms of the length of sentence that he serves here?
You know, that's going to be up to the judge to decide, and I'm not a judge, and I wouldn't want to obviously speculate on that. It's very unlikely, I think, in most cases similar to this, that anybody serves the maximum serves the maximum that you can. But you know, it's going to be up to the legal system to decide that. It's possible that some of his behavior will come into play. I know at some point there was discussion that perhaps there was talk of a plea deal or some kind of a plea, and that did not happen, and they went to trial. So we're just going to have to see what happens on sentencing.
So during this trial, he's been allowed home, he's been blogging, he's been on social media each day. What do we expect him to be able to do if he's in prison? And do you think he'll be able to go home first, or will he suddenly be sent straight to jail at this point?
I think the best thing to do is look at whatever Twitter handle he's using right now. I'm sure that he has not spoken his last words on these matters. He's been booted off Twitter multiple times after the service found him sexually harassing a female journalist. And he keeps popping up with new accounts or what appear to be new accounts under anonymous names. So I'm sure that he'll have something to say about this. We have to wait and see when sentencing happens. But I think if there's been one truism throughout this case, is that he has not decided to shut his mouth and stay quiet, even despite the advice of his lawyer.